finally, I've got a brand new Happymodel Larva X, and this is a pre-check flight before you take off, and a couple of other tips along the way. Make sure all your main screws are nice and snug. Do not over tighten them or you will strip them. Also make sure they are the same length, because I had one screw that was longer than the other, and you'll also notice in the bag one screw is longer than the other. And you also get these HQ props as well. I tested these and I didn't like them whatsoever. The flips and rolls were absolutely slow, but the Van Rust props were excellent. The only problem is they're very, very stiff indeed, and a lot of people have had motor problems and they've bent the belt and the screws have came loose, and that's because I think the props are that tough. It's putting a lot of stress on the motors, and it's popping the motors and bending the bell as well. You want to Loctite the screws underneath with blue Loctite. Do not over tighten them or you will strip out the threads as well underneath here. And while we are at the bottom, highly recommend you get a better battery strap than this, and you want an anti-slip mat instead of this red foam. Also, your micro USB port is in a really bad spot in my opinion, and a crash possibilities are that could be bent as well, whatever way you crash, because it's right up against the frame as you can see right there. Also, your main battery cable, make sure you zip tie that just in case your battery decides to come out in a crash and you don't want those wires coming out your main flight controller board. And you also want your main receiver antenna underneath here. I've not put a bit of shoe glue there yet. That's everything for underneath. The carbon fiber frame is absolutely solid as a rock, I can tell you that. Another thing as well, out of the box, my UFL connector for the main VTX antenna wasn't even put on properly. If I would have plugged this in and flew the quadcopter, it would have fell off and the board could have possibly fried. So make sure you push that in properly, and I've zip tied the main antenna there, so I don't think that will be going anywhere. Also, you want to update the firmware to the latest firmware on the VTX. I'll put the link in the description below. The camera is an NTSC version because it is split up into segments of 2 minutes, and you don't want that, so you can update that. I don't know if it's updated out of the box, but I updated it anyway just to be on the safe side. And the most important thing, I had a nice flight where I was doing quite good dives, and I forgot to press the stop and start record button, so I have no HD footage from that. The only footage I've got from it is from my goggles, and I'll throw a bit of that in there. I was quite saddened by that because we're all used to landing our quadcopter and taking the battery out. No buttons needed to be pressed, but I wish they would just have that automatic save when you unplug that battery that it saves. Is there anything else that I could tell you about that you need to know pre-flight checks? Just make sure all the bolts are nice and snug. Do not over tighten anything. The funny thing is, I upgraded my Sailfly X to the Runcam Nano 2 and did it Diamond VTX with DVR and HQ prop, and believe it or not, this actually flies better than the Larva out of the box on a 2S 450 milliamp Lipo battery. I prefer 2S Lipos on these little quadcopters because I do believe they are fast enough for where I want to fly them. But I've yet to test it out in 3S. This is not a review, and take out of the footage what you want. It does have a little wobble every now and again. 20 mile per hour winds I was flying in. The rain was on and off, and like I said, I also tested the HQ props and I didn't like them whatsoever. Flips were absolutely horrible, and I don't know, I think the wind had pushed the quadcopter a couple of times when I done a flip, and it kind of went backward, not unless it's something to do with the PID tuning. Right, that's it. Full review coming up with better flight footage. All links in the description below to the Larva. All links in the description below to the Sailfly, and also you'll see the link on how to upgrade your sailfly as well, and full review coming up, and a lot more. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, my friends, happy flying.